In the beginning, music was used as a type of propaganda, but as new beats and rhythms rose, others unfortunately died out. In this documentary, consider yourself taking a journey to the future of music and looking into music's past.
Today's music is, in my opinion, very interesting.
It could be better. It's not the best. It's mostly repetitive.
It leads innovation on some of the younger artists that are out there today, just like music in the past has done for others.
There's certainly like rap, and the rap is huge, and heavy metal and all that kind of stuff. I'm personally a classical person. I listen to everything that's on the radio pretty much. If I like a piece, I listen to it. If not, I don't know artists or tracks or anything like that. But I think music has turned into something that's more electronic and more technology based rather than personal music making and emotional music making.
Generally, I'm just unattracted to modern music.
I think classical music is dying for sure. It's been actually researched that only 3% of the people in the world actually listen and enjoy classical music.
Yeah, certainly some genres are dying. Like blues music is going out there pretty bad. It's gonna die pretty soon.
I mean, disco's been long gone, but it's still popular with older people. But I think classical is the main thing that's actually dying.
I don't really think much will change because modern music today is based off of its classical roots. So, in my opinion, it's kind of impossible for it to die.
But for the future, I think just as some genres die, other ones are going to start.
Well, I mean, it depends. It depends on the piece. There are certain pieces, like by anything by a world-renowned singer or something their pieces will stay through the ages.
Just because it's old doesn't really mean it's outdated, because you still hear it everywhere you go.
In some cases, yes, some cases, no. Just like how you have your one-hit wonders today, you had your one-hit wonders back then.
But certain parts of it, older music, vintage music, certain parts are dying and certain parts are still alive and will always be alive.
Maybe Count Basie, for example. His music isn't that outdated, despite the fact that it was made so long ago. People are still affected by his music, and many others such as Muddy Waters and even Robert Johnson of the 30s. People like that, their music still has a lasting effect on people today, despite the fact that it's so old.
There are certain parts of it that will forever be around just because they're just extremely well known and they're classics.
If anything, classical music appeals to people more than people really think.
I don't think so, because like I said, a lot of today's music is based on stuff from the past.
And then there are others that will just die away, and people, you know, it'll be pretty much in the history books rather than actually listened to on a daily basis.
As time progresses, these things are still going to get passed on. So, for example, I could be listening to a modern artist today and I could say, hey, where did they get that sound from? Chances are they got that from somebody that came long before long before they started making music, long before I started getting interested into it. So I think it will not get outdated, even though time passes and music gets older and older.
Music is what has kept a lot of this together, and to take away the core of what we know and love, that's just unthinkable.
So my favorite genre, I don't really have a favorite genre per se. I guess if I had to choose a favorite genre, classical would be my #1. But overall, I mean, I think I listen to just, like I turn on the radio, and if as I said before, if I enjoy a piece, I listen to it. If not, you know, I just turn it off. I don't know the artist names. I don't know titles of pieces or whatever, or things like that, other than the orchestral world. So it's not really a specific genre. I am not a huge fan of anything heavy metal or rap-like stuff. To me, rap is more like a poetry kind of idea, more than music. But poetry is music at the same time. I don't know, just not my thing.
As for my favorite genre, it changes from time to time. Sometimes I'll be on blues. Sometimes I'll switch from rap to neoclassical metal, and then back to blues. And it really shifts on how I feel influences me at the time.
My favorite genre is Impressionism because it's a more free version of classical music and it does a better job of connecting to you emotionally.
I think when I was young, I really got into Green Day, and I read a paper in college on Green Day specifically because they have a concept album which basically tells a story, and I think that's kind of exactly where what drew me to their albums, because they all told a story, and you know, you could identify with that story.
Some particular artists I enjoy are mainly Impressionists, Maurice Ravel and Claude Debussy. They're my personal favorites.
There's a couple of artists that just haven't grown old to me or haven't seemed outdated. And this is gonna hop across a couple of genres. Like for rock, I really like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. For blues, I prefer Stevie Ray Vaughan. For rap, I'm really into J. Cole right now. J. Cole is, you know, he's pretty good.
I have no idea who I just heard it. I probably was in high school when I just heard about it. I started listening to it. It was online.
I actually introduced myself to this genre. This was before I had like a real piano. I had one of those electric pianos and it'll play songs for you.
As for influencing me and who introduced that into my life, I'd have to say I've kind of found them on my own as to just looking and trying to find things that influenced me the most. I just did my research.
The fact that I heard you could hear the story throughout the entire album, and I did some research on it and started listening to more of their stuff, and just really enjoyed it.
When I actually looked it up on YouTube to hear like the real performance of the song, I just completely fell in love with it. It was La Fille aux cheveux de lait, which is French for The Girl with Flaxen Hair by Claude Debussy. And I loved it so much, I actually learned the song on piano, and I started discovering more artists like Claude, like Maurice Ravel, and just took off from there.
For expanding my knowledge, I just, like I said, I just did my research. Because, I mean, I really didn't have anybody to help me that much as to learning on my own. As, you know, like sitting alone in my room, I just kind of did my own research. I'd buy books, I'd go online, just check things out. I wouldn't be afraid to try new things.
Okay, my favorite genre is Impressionism because it does... Can you start that?
It's the same question.
Oh, did you? Oh, you started recording already? Oh, you
Yeah.
didn't do the point thing. You're gonna edit that out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, ask the question again.
I don't think. Wait, what's the question? Sorry.
Well, I mean, it depends. Certain. I think that will that what. I think it's
Just put down the.
Unless I play.
Just play that song.
Should I play that one instead?
Play the first one.
Okay!
Jesus.
What? I just played it. Start over again.